Hi parents, this is Mrs. Purdue. I just wanted to show you real quick as you're helping your child study for their history test what their history notebook should look like. With each class, I make a notebook with them as we're going along. We only do 1 or 2 pages each day in class, but mine is an example for them to see exactly how theirs should be set up. So as you're flipping through your child's notebook, if you're seeing that it looks very different than mine, that gives you a clue about how serious they're taking it or how carefully they are listening in class and following my instructions, because we're putting together a nonfiction text. That's what this is for them. So they're learning how to keep information organized so they can go back and find the information that they need and study. So each page that I'm doing for them as an example is what their book generally should look like. So we keep a table of contents so they know exactly what is in each section. So far we have 2 sections for them to study, one with some basic geography and then one about the 5 regions. These little study guides that you'll see throughout their notebook are printed from solpass.org, which is a website that the state puts together. So all of the information on these little study guides is word for word exactly what the state says that the students need to know to pass their SOL tests. So these are a great place to start to make sure you're reviewing the correct information. The kids do need to know where Virginia is on the East Coast. If they see, they might see a picture that only shows them about that much of the country, and they need to just have an idea of where Virginia is located. They need to know the bordering states, and we put together a little flip book about that. Here's some more study guides. Anything that I have highlighted, I've instructed them during class to highlight also so they can find that important information. They need to know about 4 major rivers of Virginia and the cities located on those rivers, so we made a little flip book of it, and we listed them, and we made a bigger map with all of them drawn out, so they have that information. And then just some more general things that we glued in. And also, as we're gluing things in, we're talking about 5 little dots of glue, so if something is in the wrong place, it's really easy to move it before the glue dries, and nothing is too messy or too sticky. And if pages get stuck together here and there, it's really easy to separate them again if we're using just the right amount of glue. So their notebook should not be weighed down with a lot of glue. And so just some more about the water features. And then the section about the 5 regions of Virginia. We highlighted all 5 regions on our study guide. And then each region has 2 or 3 pages. So they have information about what the land is like in that region, where that region is. They need to know on a map where each region is, and products and industries from that region. So we also drew some pictures to help us remember, help us visualize for each region. It's a lot of information. Then we also filled in some of that information again, so they're writing it to try and make sure that it sticks. Writing again. Here's Piedmont, same thing, describing the land, the location, and the products and industries. Same thing for the Blue Ridge Mountains. I ran out of the little chart, so I don't have an example of that, but your child does have the same 2 charts describing the land, the location, and the products and industries for the Blue Ridge, Valley and Ridge, and the Appalachian Plateau. And then we finished on page 14. So their pages should be numbered. Everything should be in order, just like mine. If your child's notebook has things all over the place or upside down, again, it's just a clue of how careful they're being, and that will be a really great conversation to have with them if their notebook looks great, or if their notebook looks like maybe they need to be more careful during class and just taking it a little bit more seriously. This is a lot of information that they need to learn this year, and I really want them to be prepared for all their tests and the SOL test at the end of the year. My homeroom class will take their history test on Wednesday, and Mrs. McDonald's class will take it on Thursday. Thank you so much for helping your child study. Bye.